Hello, everyone, and welcome to the live stream for Real Watchers for September 11th, 2024. My name is Garrett.
And I'm Kevin.
And we are your hosts. Hope you're all having a fantastic day so far. I already have a comment from our good friend Nadia. Word up!
Word up with you.
Hope you're having a great day, Nadia. For any of you who are not subscribed or checking this out after we stream, go and subscribe. She makes really, really good content. So, alrighty. But Kevin, before we kind of jump into things, how have you been over the last week?
I've been pretty good. I got to see what I got to do for school this week because I'm not prepared or ahead. And other than that, I mean, it's just been working, watching some pretty damn good movies this week, I feel like. So I'm okay with it. It's been a good week. There
you go. It's been all right for me so far. So not really anything else really to talk about there. So Millie saw the camera rolling and dipped.
Yep.
Yeah,
he's back.
I was gonna say we don't have enough of the budget to pay for her to be on screen. So, alrighty, let's go ahead and jump into the stories for this week. And up first is actually some really sad news. You may have seen our post on this 2 days ago. James Earl Jones, unfortunately, has passed away at the age of 93. James Earl Jones, of course, being the voice of Darth Vader and also Mufasa in several films, also several live-action other films, Field of Dreams being one of them, also a stage performer, very awarded one. This hurts. This was a really big loss in the film industry. But I did actually read yesterday some interesting news that he has already worked with Lucasfilm to, basically has recorded a bunch of voice stuff and has given them his express permission to use his voice with AI for upcoming Star Wars projects.
Very cool. Very nice. So, and
very important. He said to.
Yeah.
Which is very important to say. This was not like a company decision.
And another thing is too, he lived to 93. Like, goddamn, good for him. And we got to see a lot of his work when he was younger, and a lot of his work when he was older too. So we got to see his full lifespan, pretty much to a T. And hopefully he is resting in peace. But we're gonna miss him, especially his iconic voice. So
yeah.
And next up, Spider-Man 4 to be directed by Destin Daniel. Yeah.
Yep.
Creighton. Director of Shang-Chi, which Shang-Chi, I think, is an underrated MCU film that people do not talk about enough.
Yeah, it's easily top 10 for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And I think he's a great choice. He knows how to do fight scenes, and I think that he also can do the emotional and the funny. So
yeah,
all here for it.
Yeah.
Up next, kind of some more first reviews coming in for The Wild Robot, a movie that Kevin and I have been very excited about. And the reviews are incredible, with some calling it to be one of the best animated films of the decade. I want to go ahead and double check and see what it's at currently across the spectrum.
Which is pretty high praise, because was the Boy and the Heron this year or was last year?
Boy and the Heron was last year.
Oh, okay.
So The Wild Robot currently has an 83 on Metacritic.
Jeez.
Which for Metacritic is good. It means the average score is an 83. And then over on Rotten Tomatoes, it currently has a 100%. So that means that 100% of people gave it above a 60%. So it's getting some good press. Really, really excited for this. They say that the artistry is truly on display with this one. So very excited for it.
The trailer just looks amazing as well. So can't wait to see it actually all unfold before our eyes.
Yeah. And a lot of people are saying that it's one of the most human movies of the year, even though there are no humans.
Oh, interesting. Well, next up, Ana de Armas, hopefully I said that right, confirms a trailer for Ballerina is coming very soon. John Wick world, give it to me. I'm ready.
Another trailer in the John Wick, another film, in the John Wick universe. We did get some rumors that test screenings did not go very well for this movie, but you can't really take those as gospel. We've seen test screenings for things that are really bad, but then they end up being good. So, and then the other way around. So, can't really listen to it, but still excited to see this. She's one of my favorite actresses currently in the industry right now. So, very excited to see what she can do with it. Next up, Denis Villeneuve confirms at the Toronto International Film Festival this last couple days that Dune 3's script is already in the works. And was asked, so I guess he was at the Toronto International Film Festival, was asked if you're working on Dune 3, and he's like, yep, I'm working on the script. It's why I'm not staying here very long tonight. And left pretty quickly afterwards. So it is being written, which is exciting because obviously Dune 1 and Dune 2 are incredible films. So
yep. Let him write. And next up, Heroic first reviews are positive. Oh, Heretic. I'm so sorry. Heretic. First reviews are positive, praising Hugh Grant's performance and its first half. So hopefully the second half can live up to the hype a little bit, maybe. So
we'll see. The reviews seem to be generally pretty positive, especially regarding Hugh Grant. This is a movie that has to deal with faith and kind of belief, and has horror aspects to it, but a lot of people are more kind of consider the social horror aspect of it as opposed to supernatural or anything. So pretty interested to see. This could be another hit, hopefully a hit for A24 this year.
This is the one where I don't know if they kidnap the people, but then they have to go through a maze, right?
In the trailer, it's the two missionary women.
That's what I thought.
I'm really excited for this movie. So. Next up, Ian McKellen confirms that the Hunt for Gollum Lord of the Rings movie will get a sequel, so we'll get 2 movies, and has read the script and was approached to play Gandalf again. We actually did talk about this last week where he's like, give me a call because I'm not getting any younger. And this week the whole tone has changed. They are in fact moving forward with it with 2 films, which hopefully is going to be good. And they no idea when it starts filming yet, according to them. Could start filming next year, could start filming 2026, who knows. But definitely, I'm always excited for more Lord of the Rings. I'm excited for War of the Rohirrim, anything in that universe. I'm just super excited for it.
Good. Maybe I'll get excited. Salem's Lot will appear on Max October 3rd, 2023. 24. I went back in time. Is this a remake? Correct.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Mm-hmm. So just in time for Halloween season.
I haven't heard anything on it, so.
I haven't heard anything either as far as reviews or anything. I mean, it is a straight to streaming film. Nothing really out about it yet because a lot of these movies that go straight to streaming only have a premiere a day or 2 before. Kind of like Prey did. Even though the Prey was very good, so who knows? Could be good. We don't know.
We'll see.
Next up, Beetlejuice, don't say it 3 times, has the 3rd biggest opening of 2024. We will talk about this when we get to the box office, but holy shit, I was not expecting it to do this good.
I kind of did because of the cult following behind it.
Sure.
But we'll see. I mean, I haven't gone and seen the movie yet. I know someone else did in this call. There's only one other person, so hopefully you know who it is. Went to go see it today. Or not today, this week. So we'll get his review in that corner.
All right.
And next up, Cinemark will have a Terrifier 3 popcorn bucket, and I have not seen this. Do you have a picture of it?
Let me see if I can pull a picture of it. I hope you saw my my note underneath that in this. Oh, I didn't send you the script.
I see no script.
Yeah, I was just saying apologies and rest in peace to Kevin's wallet for having to get it. Let me see your Terrifier 3 images. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and I'm going to pull it up on screen. I think Nadia is really going to want this. So,
she'll be terrified out if we go to the movies.
So that is the popcorn bucket.
Okay.
It is just Art's head with the Santa Claus stuff. So, yeah, there you go.
Interesting. We'll see.
But it's a cool bucket. I'm loving the popcorn bucket Cold War that we're in right now. Where it's an arms race to make them.
So good. It's so good, and it makes people buy things from the movies.
Yeah,
That's okay.
I'll be going to the movies this weekend, and I keep seeing that our local theater has more of the Alien Romulus cups, and I'm just like, I got the bucket, I need the cup.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Alrighty, next up here, really exciting stuff, I think. Ocean's 14 with Brad Pitt and George Clooney is reportedly moving forward, meaning they are undoing the story beat that happens in Ocean's 8. So apparently George Clooney's still alive, which I'm sure this may be doing it because...
Spoiler alert.
You can go watch it if you want. I think it's fine, but they have a new movie called Wolves coming out later this year.
Yeah,
and I'm sure that is what has spurred them to want to work together again. So
okay,
definitely excited for that.
Nice, yeah. Next up, Challengers will be on Amazon Prime on September 19th, or I guess they call it Prime. I call it Amazon Prime, but
Prime Video. Yeah.
Prime Video. That's the other one.
Yeah.
Interesting. I might check it out. Might not. Didn't really appeal to me, I would say. So
yeah, I was upset I didn't see this in theaters, and it was there for a while, so I really don't have any excuse. But now I'll have the chance to see it. So it might be a potential Oscar season movie. Who knows? But I'll have to check it out for myself. Okay. And lastly here, kind of a big story that just broke today. Lucasfilm is being sued over its use of Peter Cushing in Rogue One, using the late actor's likeness, Tarkin, which the guy who oversees the Death Star. Disney got permission from his estate to use his likeness. It was totally cleared, but apparently he had a backroom deal with someone, an agreement that his likeness couldn't be used without this person's consent, and so apparently this lawsuit has been tried a couple of times and it's been thrown out every time, but this one has not. So Disney might have some sort of a potential issue on their hands here, but we'll wait to see.
It's crazy. It's so hard to, like, being a big company, but asking them to ask the correct person for someone who has.
Well, apparently no one even knew this guy had an agreement with him.
See, that's the thing. Like, how do you know that?
They already did the right thing. They went to the family and the estate, and they said, sure, go for it, and paid them for it. So it's it's just an odd situation. But the fact that this wasn't thrown out means that there's something to it. Yeah. So we'll have to wait and see. We'll see.
Yeah.
But that's it for the news stories this week, everyone. Thank you for putting up with it. Hello, everyone. My week has been absolutely crazy.
Hi, Matt.
Matt, I'm sorry your week's been crazy. Hopefully crazy good, not crazy bad. Fox Pixar, has anyone heard of that ZAZ collection 4K box coming? I am not.
Nope, I am not.
I hope his family can get some money from Disney for using his voice. I believe that's probably in the agreement somewhere.
Yeah.
That's part of the Screen Actors Guild thing that they signed. So he hopefully will get some money for it. What was the second biggest opening of the year? It was either Deadpool and Wolverine or
Inside Out 2.
Inside Out 2, one of them.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to go back and look. Are you talking about the new Salem slot on Max or the old one? This is the new one. The 2024 remake will be on Max. Let me see here. So hyped for Terrifier 3, but might pass on the bucket. What, you don't want that head on the shelf looking down at you while you sleep?
I think it is. It's not art in the sunglasses. I feel like if it was art in his sunglasses, she would be all over it. But since it's like a Christmas popcorn bucket,
get some cheap sunglasses from Five Below and put them on the head.
Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, I think because it's a Christmas
make it a hobby
bucket
craft
too. A hobby
or whatever word you want to use. Stacy Hannah, welcome to the stream.
Hello.
We got the sibling of Kevin, as Nadia points out. And under the table deal, that's sketch, 100%. Yeah. But apparently there's something to it. Joey, welcome to the stream, Joey. Hope you're having
Joey.
We already talked about your second biggest comment earlier. Rogue One was 8 years ago. How does that go that long without this one hurdle? So this, as we said, this has already had 2 lawsuits beforehand that were thrown out. So that's over the course of several years since the movie came out. So it's not like a new thing. It's just a new version of it. So that's a good point. And look at that. Twan.
Hello,
welcome
Twan.
to the stream, Twan. Hope you're having a fantastic night. I know we talked earlier, but hope you're doing good. We actually have him on the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Twan's like our reigning champion. Like Nadia and Twan, I think, are like tied in terms of like all-time wins on the wheel. So, alrighty, but that is going to be it for all the news. Thank you all for the comments. Love it. Yep. Absolutely love it. Let's go ahead and get into the trailers that came out this week. Kevin, I know it's been kind of busy on your end, but did any of these trailers stick out to you? Because there's a couple that stood out to me.
I didn't watch any trailers today, but I mean, Wild Robot looks fantastic. I don't know. Wolfman is not the one that I'm thinking of. With
Wolfman's the one that I sent in our group chat. It is the new version of the Wolfman.
Oh, okay. I don't think I watched that one.
Okay.
Maybe I did when you first sent it, but I don't remember it. So,
well, that speaks a lot of volumes about what they think of it.
Well, it depends. Maybe I wasn't paying too close attention to it.
It is a January release, so we'll find out how good it is.
Oh, geez. Okay. Yeah. But I would say Wild Robot. I'm still really hyped about it. So.
Sure. Yeah. I definitely. There's a couple of them that have looked really interesting to me that have come out this week. Obviously, The Apprentice is the big one. The film coming out about Donald Trump and how he became who he is. So very excited about that. Will and Harper was a movie I forgot to talk about it last week, but they put out a new trailer this week. Really excited for Will and Harper. We'll talk a little bit more about it when we get to the movies coming out this week. Obviously, The Wild Robot looks fantastic. The new trailer for Megalopolis without the fake critic quotes. So the new Saturday Night trailer, fantastic. I'm really looking forward to that movie. I don't even like Saturday Night Live, but I really want to go see that movie. Okay. And then Stopping the Steal. Really excited about that one as well. Documentary about the attempt of Donald Trump to overturn the election and kind of releasing it in time for the election. So there is that. Also, there is the new Hulu horror movie, Hold Your Breath, that looks pretty interesting, like a different kind of concept. So,
interesting.
Very excited about that one. Let's go ahead and get some of these comments here. Nadia says, it's on, Twan. Matt Walls, I hope Wolfman will be good. I mean, I really hope it's good because it's the same director and same team as The Invisible Man. So,
good.
Yeah. Wild Robot looks good. Seems like a tearjerker too, but I'm here for it. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm grown up enough to admit that I'm okay crying in the theater.
Yeah.
Stuff like this. Alrighty, Kevin, let's go ahead and talk about the box office though for what came out last week.
Well, box office, Beetlejuice, don't say it 3 times, got $110 million in its first week, right? Yeah, first week.
First weekend.
Which is fantastic. Good on them. You know, it's helping it's helping the box office grow and helping the theaters get more money. All for it. Yeah. Deadpool 4 but then this is where it drops. Deadpool and Wolverine was 7.2 million. And then we have Reagan, which is a documentary.
No, it's a biopic. It's not like a documentary. It's just a drama. So. Yeah,
and you're right. Holding on to that second place is Deadpool and Wolverine. But Reagan with 5.2 million.
No, I was saying Reagan's holding on because it was in Reagan's 3rd or 4th last week.
That's true. Alien Romulus still on the top 5 with 3.9 million. Real good. And it ends with us with 3.8 million. That's incredibly
power couple, man. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. They have a chokehold on the box office this summer. But that's it for the box office. Yeah, $110 million opening for Beetlejuice 2 is fantastic.
That's great.
I mean, we'll get into a little bit more when I talk about the fact that since I've seen the movie, I'll tell you what I think. But let's go ahead and talk about the movies that are coming out this week, though.
Can you skip the first one, please?
No, because we need to hear about it, Kevin.
No, we don't.
The first movie coming out this weekend is Speak No Evil. A family is invited to spend a weekend in an idyllic country house, unaware that their dream vacation will soon become a psychological nightmare. For those of you who haven't seen the trailer through some sort of miraculous event, this movie is a remake of a Danish film, I believe, that came out 2 years ago. The reviews for a Blumhouse horror movie are pretty good. Got a 63 on Metacritic right now, which is not bad at all. And then over on Rotten Tomatoes, it currently has an 88%. So getting some good reviews. I've heard, I haven't seen any spoilers, but I've heard if you're not a fan of uncomfortable situations like socially, don't go watch the movie. which means I am not going to enjoy
You're going to go watch the movie.
Yep. Up after that is The Killer's Game. This is a movie that I'm actually looking forward to quite a bit. A veteran assassin is diagnosed with a life-threatening illness and authorizes a kill on himself. After ordering the kill, an army of former colleagues pounce, and a new piece of information comes to light. Insanity ensues. Really excited for this movie. Got a lot of people in it. Big cast. So definitely looking forward to this one. Looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Up after that is Will and Harper, which is going to be in select theaters this weekend. Will come to Netflix on September 27th. I'm very excited about this movie. In this intimate portrayal of friendship, transition, and America, Will Ferrell and his close friend of 30 years decide to go on a cross-country road trip to explore a new chapter in their relationship.
Okay.
For those of you who don't know, Harper is one of the writers from Saturday Night Live. While Will Ferrell was there, became close friends. She ended up calling Will Ferrell to let him know that she was transitioning. She was going from male to female. And after that, Will was like, let's go on a road trip. And they got closer together as friends over the whole course of this, especially after COVID and everything. It just looks like an emotional, really good time. Kind of more of a documentary style with some good old friendship and some comedy. So can't wait for it. And lastly is the comedy My Old Ass, which again, I'm excited for this one. A mushroom trip brings free-spirited Elliot face-to-face with her 39-year-old self. But when Elliot's old ass delivers warnings to her younger self, Elliot realizes she has to rethink everything about her family, life, and love. Currently has a 78 on Metacritic. Pretty good score. And I think it just looks really funny. So I'm definitely down to go and check it out if it's going to be in theaters.
It's funny. All of these movies could be like, I don't think Beetlejuice is going to go below first place. No. So, but any of these will probably break top 5. I think
Speak No Evil will definitely get into second place for sure. And I think The Killer's Game has a chance at being 5th.
Okay.
That's what I'll say. I mean, Will and Harper is too limited of a release to get into the top 5. And My Old Ass, I don't know if it's more of a limited release or not, but
gotcha.
Alrighty. And that is going to be it for the kind of the written pre-scripted part of the show. Now we get to talk about the movies that we watched over the course of the last week, and then eventually do the wheel spin. So super excited about that. Kevin, you have 2 films that you watched outside of the wheel spins this week, and I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I felt like I watched more, but I don't remember what I watched.
Well, you do have a movie that we're covering for Movie Club, so maybe that's it.
Oh, that's me. Yeah.
Let's see here. Speak No Evil has a good shot of top 5 because of spooky season, 100%. But also, they marketed the fuck out of this movie.
I hate this trailer.
I was surprised we did not get that trailer twice, like in the span of 10 minutes. I don't know, yeah. But hey, the movie's apparently pretty good. So
good for the movie.
All right. I'll go ahead and do 3 movies of mine. We'll do 1 of yours, then 3 of mine, then 1 of yours.
Sounds good.
Makes it easy. Up first, I checked out a documentary called Spielberg. Wonder who it's about. So it's very clearly about Steven Spielberg, who is one of the best directors of all time for various different reasons. It's this love for Spielberg that I have that made me really attach myself to this documentary, and I really enjoyed it. His work does transcend blockbusters and all these kinds of films to show a more personal, intimate side of him. They really go into detail about how some of these movies are kind of explorations of his family life, how there's a lot of films about a distant or gone dad, which he kind of felt like he had earlier in his life, and then that changed as he went on. A lot of stuff like that. I would say that they didn't provide enough information on some other movies that we don't hear a lot about. Like we didn't get a lot of information about Hook or 1941 or anything like that. And it does feel a little too self-congratulatory at points because obviously Steven Spielberg's still alive and he's like in the documentary a lot. So it's never really like, examining things too deep, but it is very good. A celebration of his work. And it's just really nice to see all these people like Martin Scorsese and Brian De Palma and George Lucas and Jeff Goldblum and all these people just sharing how much they love the guy is great. It is routine. It's a bit formulaic, but I love Spielberg. So it was a lot of information that I was always happy to see.
Nice.
Up after that was Beetlejuice. And to be fair and perfectly honest, I am not a fan of the first movie. I think that it's fine. but it's just nothing that I really love. With this one, I did enjoy it more. 2 points more, to be specific. Starting with the positive here, performances across the board are great. Winona Ryder, Catherine O'Hara, Michael Keaton are the three that are really the best here. The storylines regarding Winona Ryder is probably the most well done. The biggest issue of the entire thing, though, is that there are too many stories. There are too many characters that they shove into this movie, where that so many of the stories feel rushed. There's an entire character played by Monica Bellucci who feels written in for no reason, and they show like her arrival, great, and then they show her like once or twice, and then she's just gone for 50 minutes, and then she shows up again at the end. It gets really just rushed and kind of cobbled together. But the practical effects are amazing in this movie. The production design, the costume design, I easily see getting nominations in all the Oscar categories for this, for like technical work. But like I said, too many characters, and it just doesn't really feel that kind of... the endings of every story kind of feel disappointing. Like you're expecting more and you just don't get it. But clearly, like, this is Tim Burton returning to a world that he loves, and it shows, even though the writing isn't the best.
So I remember in the trailer before we saw it, we said it looked horrible. Is it supposed to look that way?
Well, there's a couple of scenes in particular that I thought looked terrible, and there's a reason for it, and I won't spoil it.
Okay, gotcha.
But a lot of the visual, like any kind of computer visual effects that are in this movie, are designed to look like stop motion because the first movie used stop motion. Yeah. So it's just a little odd thing, like a hurdle. Once you get over it, you're like, oh, okay. So
okay, gotcha.
And then lastly, one of the worst movies I've ever seen, Independence Day Resurgence, which sucks because I love Independence Day. I'm a huge, it's not a great movie, but I love it. There's so much wrong here, but there are a couple things that are positive. It does present an interesting idea that would, in a third movie, be so cool to explore. But we're not going to get a third movie because this one flopped, and it makes me angry. As a sci-fi fantasy fan, I would have liked to have seen that story come true, but just not with Roland Emmerich because he's one of the worst directors working. It's a creatively bankrupt, soulless, and awful sequel that just has nothing to offer. Usually sequels for this kind of movie go bigger and better, or they try to be, right? They try to one up the destruction. There's only destruction in this movie for 15 minutes, and then it's just gone. The only thing that Roland Emmerich does well is just over in a flash. It's really odd.
Interesting.
I do respect the film for keeping that destruction kind of down, but then nothing else about the movie works. The story doesn't work, the characters don't work, none of them are interesting. It was interesting to see Micah Monroe in this, who we just saw in Long Legs this year, playing the daughter of the president from the first movie. Every other character in this is just flat and boring, and it's just everyone's generic. Liam Hemsworth is in this movie, and I'm pretty sure his character name is just generic white male number one. There's no character traits to this guy whatsoever. He's just a blank board. It's just, this movie sucks. Don't watch it.
I love those movies.
Alrighty, Kevin, your first one.
Six Underground with Ryan Reynolds, and I don't know if it's a Netflix movie, so I want it to be better because it's always going to be streaming on Netflix, but it was just so bad. The action sequence of the car chases, everything like that was fantastic. Love that. That's why I gave it a 35. Everything else falls short. No one's really that likable in this movie because we never know their backstories for anybody. They're just called a millionaire, a soldier, stuff like that. But we don't understand why I should care about these people. And that's what really suffers in this movie. Again, action was fantastic in this movie, but then everything else just falls short. So that's why I gave it a 35 out of 100.
All right. Alrighty, jumping back into the others I checked out, I went to the theaters to see Afraid this weekend, the latest film in the long line of movies that just wants to make AI the bad guy. It's not a great movie because it fails to do the very thing that it's titled after. It doesn't scare you. It's not a scary movie. It doesn't make you afraid. I'm not going to sit here though and tell you that this movie is bad because it's PG-13. I don't think this story deserves an R rating, and the horror in this movie, the horror, doesn't deserve an R rating. Like it's not a super bloody, gory movie, and it doesn't have to. That's fine. It's just a boring this attempt by Blumhouse to create something scary out of something that is just not. Like your Alexa and things like that are so ingrained into our lives now. They're so normal. And we know that they're not that good all the time.
Yeah.
So they try and make it scary, and it just does not work. What does work in this movie, though, are the performances. I think John Cho and Catherine Waterston are a great couple. They do have chemistry, and they actually bring a warmth to their characters and their family. Also, the youngest child, played by Isaac Bay, is hysterical at certain moments. And Havana Rose Liu plays the voice of Aya, the AI. She is actually, for a vocal-only role for most of the film, it is really actually pretty decent. And she is intimidating. So there is that. But the story is just really bad. The movie does use AI art as a means for the AI character to communicate with people, which is a cool concept. But, kind of brings up that debate again. Is it okay to use AI art when you can hire an artist? So, they don't really specify if it was AI art or not. However, there is a intro sequence to this movie that is done with AI art, and there are little things in it that pop out and are actually kind of scary. There's a couple that got me. That was the scariest part of the whole movie, was the intro. It's a bad movie, but some performances and visuals help it float somewhat. Not the worst horror movie I've seen this year, but certainly nowhere near the best.
Gotcha.
After that, I checked out the cult documentary Faces of Death. This one was an interesting one. I had seen a documentary on Netflix years ago about death, and it was actually it was a real one. It actually showed real footage of people dying. That was because as a kid I was like, it's macabre, I want to watch it, and I thought this was the same one. I was trying to rewatch it so that I could review it. This is not the same one. This is an infamous shockumentary from the 1970s that had it's an interesting novelty of a film because its hype has transcended what it actually is. It's just let down by so much in it. Obviously, there is some animal violence in this movie, and that's very important for those of you who are not okay with that. A lot of it is faked. I found out after the fact. The only stuff that is real is the slaughterhouse footage. So if you're not a fan of that kind of thing, don't watch it. There is a hint of racism in the movie too. The way that they show tribal and indigenous peoples is very questionable in the way they talk about it. But the biggest downfall, like I mentioned, is that so much of this movie was faked. They're trying to present it, they go into this with a very good intention of providing a documentary that what death looks like. Because not a lot of us are around it all the time. And it's, in some ways it can be an important thing to address. But that is something that requires scalpel precision, surgical precision to execute right. This comes at it with a sledgehammer, and it just does not work. It does present some interesting questions. There is a very famous part of this movie that is a faked electrocution scene, in the electric chair. And during this, they do ask some important questions, does violence condone more violence in the name of justice? Is that okay? Questions like that we're still asking 50 years later. So there is some really interesting stuff in here. It's also just not a great movie. I would not recommend it if you're into the macabre and the kind of the dark and the weird stuff. This is a cult movie, kind of like Cannibal Holocaust, where the mystique and the kind of hype around it is more intoxicating than the actual thing is. So if you want to watch it, it's on Shudder. They were able to get it on there, but not by any means something that I would recommend, except for very niche circumstances.
Gotcha.
Kind of like Cannibal Holocaust. Alrighty, and up at last is The Martian. It's been a while since I'd seen this movie, and initially I didn't like this movie, so I wanted to give it another shot so I could review it. And starting positives here: performances, fantastic. Jeff Daniels, Kristen Wiig, Matt Damon, Chiwetel Ejiofor. Everyone in this movie is great. The story is also a classic shipwreck tale type movie. Yeah. Where we would have had Tom Hanks and Wilson in Castaway. We now have Watney and Pathfinder and all these things. And this film is it's 2 hours and 20 minutes. It is never boring. With
No.
all the scientific jargon and all the technical speak, it is never boring. It is funny. It is emotional at points. I did I didn't cry. Like, like that feeling when you're kind of welling up, kind of like underneath your eyes. Got that when he was reunited in the end. It's kind of an emotional moment. But I think my biggest issues though here, even as high of a score as I gave it, is that it relies way too much on telling us what's happening instead of showing us.
Okay.
It's like the directors and the writer don't trust us enough as the audience to go, this is what's happening in your head, that they have to show you, which is kind of annoying. And then the other part is that this is directed by Ridley Scott, the guy who did Blade Runner and Alien and all these other movies, yet it doesn't feel like it was made by him. It just, like, anyone could have made this movie. There's nothing in this that feels like it was a Ridley Scott movie. Yeah. Which is kind of annoying. Like a Spielberg movie, it's a Spielberg movie. Scorsese, it's a Scorsese movie. And this is a director who is held up with them in terms of body of work and longevity in the career. And yet it just doesn't feel like it's his movie. But it is a good one still. It's a lot better than I remembered it being the first time. So yeah.
I love that film. It was so good the first time I watched it.
It was definitely one of those things where like I'll have to rewatch it because I haven't reviewed it yet, but I always liked Gravity more. And like that's why I always compared the two of them, even though they're nothing alike.
Gotcha.
Alrighty, and your last movie before the wheel spins.
Oh yeah, is Mortal Kombat. Totally forgot. I forgot to put this on. Mortal Kombat. It's on Netflix right now if you want to watch it. It would be a lot more gore factor in it. There is a lot of gore though, which is great, but I don't know if this is a pet peeve for me, but the little like subtleties to like fatality, and then they just go on with their day. It's like, okay, did you really have to do that just for like the fan service of it?
Of course.
Which I know they had to, but they could have done it in a better way or something like that. Or Kano could have been like, when he kills somebody, he would have meant, hey, that's a cool fatality, and like use it in a sentence, not just like it was so blatant when they did Mortal Kombat references. I was like, yep, that's one. But still really fun, good movie. I gave it an 80 out of 100. It was just a fun time when I watched it.
There you go. Alrighty, those are it for the movies we watched outside the wheel spins, but we do have some comments here. So gonna go ahead and get to some of these comments here. Kevin only watched 2 movies. He's always on his laptop and or phone 24/7.
How about you?
Getting called out here.
How about you two?
Stacy, I didn't even know there was an Independence Day sequel. Yep, a lot of people forget it exists. Although it does have a ride at a theme park in Malaysia, so that's fun. Contrary to the title of this stream, I haven't seen Garrett drink water. The stream is clickbait. It is currently in this cup that I've been drinking out of. So
that freaking emoji.
That is a YouTube emoji, and I love it. Is The Martian the best Ridley Scott movie in the last 10 years? Ooh. That's a good question. Let me look at what he's done in the last 10 years.
What other movies has he made? Yeah.
Because he does a lot of films. To his credit, he does a lot of films. But let's see here. Napoleon, House of Gucci, The Last Duel, Alien Covenant, The Martian, and Exodus, Gods and Kings. I'm actually going to say I like Alien Covenant better, personally. Okay. I would say, like, most people would probably agree that The Martian is his best film in the last 10 years. Some people do also really like The Last Duel as well, but I still think it's Alien Covenant. I know a lot of people don't like the movie, but I really do. Okay. I know I've said it before, but I'll say this again. Kano saves the movie.
He really is the fun factor in that movie.
Alrighty. And let's go ahead and get into the movies that were a part of the wheel spin last week. And Kevin, why don't you go first with your short?
My short was Double King, which was by you. You gave me this. This is a really great animated short that has like no words to it. But it was really fun to watch him get everything, all the crowns that he wants, and then him being a baby after he dies is really funny. It was just a really good short, and it was funny at the same time with very little dialogue, and I absolutely loved it. You said you watched a lot more of his shorts, correct?
I've seen all of his shorts.
Yeah, and I can't wait. If you get the wheel again, I want one of his shorts again because I really enjoyed it.
Will do. My short that I checked out this week from the Wheel Spin is Red Hot Riding Hood, and this is actually a short film that I had seen before, and I appreciate it way more now than I did when I was a kid. It takes the well-known story of Red Riding Hood and kind of reinvents it. They're literally telling the story as it is in the beginning, and then all the characters are like, "We're tired of doing this. Can you just like update it?" And so they literally update it to be like modern day for the 40s, where Riding Hood is a like lounge singer, and then like the grandma owns like a brothel essentially, and
What
like the
the
wolf
heck?
is like a playboy. Yeah, it's really really interesting. But it has fantastic animation. If you've seen The Mask with Jim Carrey, and he kind of has that moment where he's like kind of going crazy over Cameron Diaz and turns into the wolf and like howls and all that, that's from this. He's referencing this direct cartoon. But it's like there is also messaging here about attraction and what it makes us do, both men and women. Like it's crazy. It is a fantastic short. It's well animated and it has some really good voice acting as well. So I really enjoyed it. 90 out of 100.
Yep.
And your first movie?
First movie, The Lincoln Lawyer with Matthew McConaughey, and damn does he carry this movie because of how good he is in here. I absolutely enjoyed this. There's a lot of twists and turns. Him being a lawyer, spoiler alert, I know it's in the title, but guess what he drives, Garrett?
Yeah, I'm gonna guess he drives a Kia.
Oh, they didn't make him back then. Lincoln. And it was just the twists and turns in this movie are fantastic. The way McConaughey plays his character is superb in this movie, and I don't see a lot of court dramas, if that makes sense, in movies that I have watched. There's probably a lot of them out there, but I have not watched them, and then this one was fantastic, so I gave it a 91 out of 100.
Cool. There is a TV show that they did make of this because this is based on a book. So
Yeah,
if you're interested, you can definitely check that out as well.
nice.
First movie I watched was Nowhere, which was the wheel spin from last week. It wasn't clear which film it was because there's a lot of films called Nowhere. So I went with the 1997 one, which is my first Greg Araki film. So I was very excited about that. I had never heard of this movie before, so I was excited to check it out and see what it provided. In short, it is an unapologetically singular, stylish, and a little bit of an odd movie. It is basically a bunch of teenagers who realize that it's the end of the world and a lot of weird things like alien abductions and all this kind of stuff are happening. They just decide, you know what? We're all just going to start sleeping with each other. And so, like, there's a little bit of a coming-of-age story in here. It is the last part of a trilogy in these really kind of art house style films that are really big with the LGBTQIA plus community. This is definitely one of the most popular queer films that I've seen on Letterboxd. It's a movie that can get a little too weird at times, but it feels in line with the director and what he's trying to show. And I really respected this movie. I admire what's been done here. It's not something that I'm going to go ahead and like watch again by any means. Like not for a while at least. I do want to watch the first two movies in this trilogy. I think it's called like the Teen Apocalypse or something, or like something like that. But yeah, really, I respect this movie. Not something I love, but it was something that I definitely enjoyed. It's like, especially, it's always nice to like do a movie you've never even heard of before.
Yeah. So. Very true. My last movie was going to be Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker. I got two good movies with two good twists in it that I did not see coming, so I'm happy. But this is a movie that is very futuristic, and I will let everybody know I am not growing up, I am not a animated Batman fan. I did not watch it or anything like that. So, but in this movie, you don't have to understand anything in Batman Beyond TV show to get what is happening in this movie, which is fantastic. But in the little twist in here, how Robin is the Joker, and it's really interesting, but it didn't really catch me like some of the other ones did. So it's going to be a 78 out of 100.
All right. And that is going to bring me to the last movie that I watched, which is a very notorious movie, Birdemic, Shock, and Terror. Obviously, this movie gets a 0 out of 100. Obviously. But I want to read my entire review so you can kind of get an idea of where I was at. So yes, this is a very bad movie. It is incredibly poorly paced and lacks any form of meaningful characters or story. The dialogue is written terribly, and no one feels real. It is a lifeless husk of a film, brimming and seething with a distinct lack of talent both in front of the camera and behind it. It's so uniquely and poignantly awful that it has crafted an immense legacy. And yet, that is the film's charm. Yes, I said it. I can tell that James Nguyen, who directed this movie, just really wanted to make a movie, despite never having any of the experience or skills to do so. He watched The Birds one day and said, I'll do that. And I have a level of respect for anyone who sees something they want to do and goes and does it, no matter how bad it may be. This is one of the ultimate drunk with friends movies. You can all sit back and laugh at it together, then realize that even though you're drunk, laughing, and together, you still had to give your time, even partially, to this husk of a movie. Yeah, it's a really fun movie to watch.
Yeah,
but it is nowhere near a good one. And do not don't mistake me. It's fun to watch, but like there's nothing redeeming about it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, and that is it for all the movies we have this week. So let's go ahead and before we get into the movie spins, let's go ahead and get some of this. All right.
Yep.
For Return of the Joker, did you watch the uncut or edited version?
I think it was the uncut version because that's the only one I could find on YouTube. Because that's where I watched it at.
Animated Batman was my jam. Mark as the Joker was the funniest. I don't remember Batman Begins. You're talking about Batman Beyond? Is that what you meant? Because Batman Beyond was what Kevin was watching. That's
Beyond, probably.
Then Jose said
good. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, let me go ahead. I'm going to pull up the wheel here.
The Wheel of Fortune.
We'll see if it's a Wheel of Fortune.
That's copyright.
The Birdemic movies are cinematic bliss while inebriated. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I meant Beyond. That's okay. We knew what you meant, and that's what's important. Alrighty, so let's go ahead. We need movie suggestions. So if you ever want to kind of give us maybe 2 to 5 suggestions, we'll put them on the wheel, and then we'll spin that wheel. Kevin and I will each get 2 movies and a short that we'll have to watch before next week.
Correct.
So let's go ahead and get those suggestions in. We'll give it a couple minutes here. And Joey, right off the bat, dropping some good ones. We got Last Action Hero, Phenomenon. That is from 1996. And then Drop Dead Fred. Never heard of it.
Me neither.
That's good. Alrighty. Anyone else? Some suggestions we can throw onto the wheel. We are over 220 movies on this wheel right now.
Mm-hmm.
That is a lot of movies, Kevin.
I mean, it is. I can't see what's next because it's all colors.
Absolutely love it. Alrighty, everyone. Let's get some suggestions. I thought, Twan was here. Twan, you usually give me movies every single week, and I haven't gotten any from you. So,
calling Twan out.
The Possession 2012 is on there. Let's find out. The Possession is not. Let me check. I have reviewed The Possession.
I think I have as well.
I think I actually.
Didn't you roll for that?
I think you got it on a roll, Nadia, like on one of the spins. Hell or High Water is also being. Let's see here. Hell or High Water. Let me go ahead and add that on here real quick. I do want to watch that movie. I'm trying to see if Kevin has watched it. No, Kevin, it is not on your list.
Oh, really? I'm pretty sure I've watched it. Maybe not. Put it on the list. Who cares? I got it.
I have reviewed that movie, so I did give it a 30.
Okay.
Wasn't my favorite movie in the world. It's cool. I'm always down when we get possession in supernatural movies that are not from like a Christian background, and they are from like something else. And this one was from a Jewish folklore standpoint, which is really cool. That's probably the only cool thing about it.
I think I have seen that one.
A Hidden Life from that world. Alrighty. Any other suggestions? Stacy, now's your chance. The 10 movies that you have seen, you can put them on here.
Or movies that you haven't seen and want us to see.
There you go. You could try to torture us. Yeah. Our friend Eddie did that before with like the Serbian film and similar ones. Oh, come on, Stacy. You gotta at least know a name off the top of your head. But it's fine.
Yeah.
We'll give it another minute.
Seen this movie. Cool. We're good.
We'll give it one more minute. Turkish Star Wars. Oh boy.
What's Turkish Star Wars?
Is that on Letterboxd?
Let me see.
The Lady Killers. No, we didn't skip it. Nadia, we put it on the list. It's right here. Did not skip it. I just didn't put it up on the screen. That's my bad.
I don't see anything Turkish Star Wars.
Let me check Letterboxd. Burn 2019.
I don't see that on here. How do you?
No, that looks like it didn't come through in the comments, but I will add it.
Yep.
Sometimes the comments, I guess, just don't come through. So thank you for sending that again. Star Wars. Don't see anything on Letterboxd. Cool. It's The Man Who Saves the World is what it's called.
Okay.
The Man Who Saves the World.
You're not typing on my screen. Oh. Never mind.
I'm just looking up to see. It looks like it is probably going to have to be something we find on Internet Archive.
Okay.
But that's okay.
That's okay. I can give another one for Stacy. This is in Stacy, okay? It's going to be Treasure Planet. Put it on there.
I have already seen Treasure Planet and reviewed it.
I have not. So
we'll put it on there for Kevin.
Yep.
Alrighty. That is going to be it. Thank you for everyone who submitted suggestions. Let me see. Okay.
I got to go full screen because I can't see it if I don't.
Well, it's kind of fun when you don't see it.
Yeah.
You know? Alrighty. Let's see here. Kevin, I went first last week, so we'll have you go first this week.
Sounds good.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's spin it.
Spin the wheel.
And Kevin's first movie. Will it be a short?
That's
the question. Final Destination 2.
Yay.
You just watched the first one like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, We're going in order.
Alrighty, there's Final Destination 2. Let's go ahead and shuffle it up. I think it's a Nadia pick for Final Destination 2.
It is.
So congratulations, Nadia. And then we'll go ahead and spin it for my first one. Where will it end up? Nobody knows.
On a yellow.
The Boondock, that's a Kevin one. So we'll spin again. It's fine. Nadia's super stoked. That's she won. So congratulations.
I didn't know Ric Flair was in the chat.
28 days later. There's a rumor going around that this is impossible to find.
28 days later?
Yeah,
why?
Because they kind of pulled it from every kind of streaming thing. Let me see. I want to check and see if it's able to rent. Because apparently, if you have the Blu-ray, like a Blu-ray or a DVD, it's worth almost $300 right now.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
And 28 days later, it is not available to rent on Amazon. It is completely gone.
What? Okay, so isn't this the zombie movie?
Yep.
What the heck?
I believe it might be a rights issue, potential legal one, and that's why it's been pulled from everywhere. Let me see here.
Nadia has something.
You have the DVD. Oh, well, awesome. I might have to borrow that from you, if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And hold on to it, because apparently that DVD is worth like almost $300. So,
Damn.
All right, cool. Thank you, Nadia. I will take very good care of it. All right. And let's go ahead and spin the wheel for Kevin. Second movie, Kevin.
I'm ready. Sorry, I was reading the comments.
Hard Rain from 1998. Let's see here. That is a Morgan Freeman and Christian Slater movie.
Interesting.
Available to rent and stream on Hoopla.
Hoopla? What the heck is Hoopla?
Who knows? But you can rent it. Alrighty. Yeah. So there is Hard Rain off the list. We'll go ahead and shuffle. Sony has the rights for 28 days, and rumors they're holding up for a re-release later. That's what I thought was going to happen, because the new 28 Years Later is coming out. So, hard to get now in physical media. And I have a copy. I'll sell it for the bro price, $125. Wait, I might have sold it. Let me double check. Yeah, if you can double check for me, please, that'd be great. If not, then I will spin again, and I'll just... I won't watch the movie, because it's not on archive.org either. So, alrighty. Let's go ahead and get my second movie.
Yep.
And it is...
What is
A
it?
Beautiful Mind.
Nice.
A movie that I've seen before, and I actually remember enjoying, so pretty excited. You sold it! Damn, no! Darn. All right, well, let me take 28 Days Later off mine then, and I will spin again. Actually, you know what? No. Nadia, pick another movie. Whatever you say, I will watch. Because 28 Days Later
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. So, just any movie, Nadia. Whatever you want. Whatever you want. As long as I haven't reviewed it before. All right. And then we go ahead.
Oh.
I'm going to shuffle it and see if we can get a short for Kevin.
I think Nadia sold it to, what's it called? Book Off.
Oof.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is... What's the closest short here? Looks like oh, crap. Well, we'll see if we get one.
Yeah.
No worries. Take your time, Nadia. We can wait a little bit. That's actually... It's close to the exact one I was going to say.
This is for me, correct?
This is for you.
Okay.
It's a tale of something. A tale of two something.
Ooh. I haven't seen that movie, and I want to watch it, Nadia.
The Blackening. Oh, I've actually been looking forward to watching that. I will gladly watch that. A tale of two kitties.
Oh.
Is your short. Alrighty, and then I'll be watching The Blackening. Alright. And then let's go ahead. Let me remove this. Amazon has 28 days for $25. I'm not going to spend $25 on it. Sorry. Alright, let's go ahead and shuffle it up and see if we can get a short here real quick. They might do an in-theater release, too, before 28 years. So,
yeah.
I might wait for that, too. Alright, and then...
Frickin' Joey. Should be $28.
I'm trying to see the Painless something here. There's so many things on here that it's hard to keep track. It's the Painless something. The Painless Window Washer. It's the short that I will be checking out this week. Alrighty. And that is going to be it for the wheel spin this week. Kevin, how are you feeling about your movies?
Interested. Because I already forgot my first movie.
Final Destination 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm very interested, especially for, is it Heavy Rain? See, I forgot the second one already.
Hard Rain.
Hard Rain. Okay,
Here,
that one looks interesting because I haven't seen.
Send you the scripts you have.
Yeah.
Uh,
But I haven't seen a Morgan Freeman movie where he's kind of like the main character. He's always like a side character in the movies that I've watched. So
it's got Betty White in it.
oh, that even makes it better.
Dude, fuck yeah. Alrighty. Well, that is it for the wheel spin this week. Should be $28, not $300. Yeah.
Yeah.
It bothers me that one section on the wheel, the colors don't match up with the rest of the wheel. My
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's because it's an odd number of wheels. It's actually fine now, which is funny. A Popeye one? One of us got a Popeye one.
We got a Popeye one.
I see it too, man. Yep. Everyone's noticing it. It's not perfect, unfortunately. But that is going to be it for the wheels. Everything going on this week. So thank you all so much for joining us. It's a little over an hour. I'm sorry for keeping you so long, but hope you had an enjoyable time tonight.
We're just having so much fun. That's
okay.
Mm-hmm.
So of course the window washer is Popeye. Okay, so
Nice.
that's the one I got. But thank you so much for watching. As always, this show goes live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We talk about movie news, reviews, and so much more. And the wheel spin, like you just saw. Also, we have our show Movie Club that goes live every Friday at 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Super excited about the one this week because we were talking about a movie called Prisoners. From director Denis Villeneuve, who did the Dune films, Blade Runner 2049, Arrival, and Sicario. Very excited to talk about Prisoners. So that'll be coming up on Friday. So make sure you're subscribed so you can see that when it comes out. And that's about it. So thank you so much for joining us. And we will see you all next time here on the channel. And until then, keep those eyes on the screen. Have a good night.